going to bring my audience's focus to this development, that this meeting in fact that is going to be held. The International Monetary Fund, in the updation of its website, has obviously slotted the meeting that is scheduled for the IMF. This meeting is scheduled to review Pakistan's performance under the extended arrangement under the extended fund facility, and request for modification of performance criteria and request for an arrangement under the resilience and sustainability facility has been scheduled today. The website reflects this update. In fact, let's quickly take a look at what the IMF's website in terms of its IMF Executive Board calendar states. And what this calendar states over here is on May 9th, 2025, the first review under the extended arrangement under the extended fund facility, request for modification of performance criteria and request for an arrangement under the resilience and sustainable facility. Now, there was a strong statement made yesterday, and I'm going to come back to you, Rishi, about this, that Pakistan is under a external debt of about $130 billion. There has been an IMF bailout plan, conditional bailout plan of $7 billion that it has vowed to provide to Pakistan by assessing and reviewing its performances on a periodic manner, And here you have the executive director of the IMF from India that is also going to be present in this meeting today. And therefore, it becomes highly essential to note that every step, every evidence, every proof is going to be provided from the Indian side to stop the IMF from providing funds to Pakistan, to bail out Pakistan, clearly because this bailout package is utilized for funding terrorism and aiming at India. Rishi, how impactful do you think India's case is going to be in today's meeting?
No, India's case is very simple, because you can see the photos which they have produced and published of terrorists getting state funeral. Terrorist funerals being attended by the military personnel, officials of the Pakistani origin and everyone. We have seen that thing. So that is a very impactful picture which is there. And what India has been saying that they are using the fund, they are diverting the fund to foment terrorism in the neighborhoods. They are not using the fund to reduce the poverty. They are not using the fund to elevate social things, to uplift their population. What they are doing is they are just funding terrorists. So I mean, the case is very strong, and I think if US give the backing, which they are doing the backing, so anything can be possible, because you need to understand now. India is no more the India of 90s or 2010. India has become the fourth largest economy. India is a big market. No big US superpower want to antagonize India in a wrong way. So India has its say. India has its weightage in the IMF now going forward. So I think India's India's voice will be heard and will be taken very seriously now.
Okay. All right. I also have with me my other guest, General Ajay Chaturvedi. General Ajay Chaturvedi, how integral does it become to pull out the money that is being funneled into Pakistan? It is a travesty, the fact that Pakistan has been removed from the FATF grey list that allows for financial institutions to once again fund Pakistan. And why has it that, despite the best of the efforts made by India, Pakistan continues to wiggle out of the FATF blacklist?
Actually, if you notice, proof of pudding always lies in eating. So the first thing is, as Rishi has very rightly mentioned about their support to terrorism in all forms, starting, I don't have to say state now, which is already obvious, that the kind of a support they have been providing to terrorism in all forms. So that is one part of it. I'll go a step further. You look at it, they are making so much of hue and cry about Indus Water Treaty. As per Indus Water Treaty, they were supposed to be getting 135 MAF of water. Now, the it is on record. There is one say permanent commission, Indus Water Commissioner of Pakistan, Jamaat Ali Shah, had said that they were not used that funds which they got to prepare infrastructure in Pakistan. So as such, out of 135 MAF, only 30 MAF was reaching the farmhead. They have got only 30 days of water reserve. So with this kind, that's when they have not spent the money which they got for building infrastructure in their country. They have not spent the money. There are a lot of people who are hungry. There are a lot of people who are, say, thirsty. And the power supply is abysmal. With all these things, that means whatever money they are getting from any sources, be it World Bank, be it IMF, be it their supporters like Saudi Arabia and all those things, they have not used it optimally, and they have been using it only to build up that infrastructure which supports only terrorism. So therefore, they have no case, and they have all the case to be debarred from getting whatever they are likely to get from IMF. Also, next month, whatever is happening of FATF, they must get back in under that grey list, or in fact, I would say to an extent that if there is a provision, they must go into the blacklist of the FATF, so that in future also they get no funding until such time they mend their ways, and which should be a very strong international pressure on them to show the results. Then only they should be given reprieve. Otherwise, there's no reason for them to get any kind of a relief.
Particularly quickly coming to you, do you think the 22nd April terror incident and the further escalation that Pakistan has done against India is going to build up India's case in putting Pakistan in the FATF blacklist and stopping IMF from providing more bailouts?
Mega, for all practical purposes, yes, I think what was evident in terms of the country giving national honor to designated terrorists when they were killed by another country. And it was evident for everyone to see that here is a country which went to a war literally because terrorists have been killed. But none of these things are new. None of these things are something which the Americans or the Western countries were not aware of. It's only the difference, probably, I think India this time actually exposed it, what was going on. So please understand one thing, all these years that IMF and World Bank were actually giving money to Pakistan was actually the way the state was kept alive by the West, in spite of knowing that this money will not be utilized. In spite of knowing this money will be channeled for all kinds of nefarious activities. So let's not presume that whatever happened in the last 2 days, suddenly the world is waking up. I've stated categorically yesterday in your channel only to one of the American representative or panelist that the Americans should literally stay away from this conflict, not even try to show that we will mediate, we will try to douse out things, because whatever we see today is essentially something that has been built up for the last 40 years by the West. So yes, there is a strong possibility that this time India, as Rishi rightly mentioned, being a $4 trillion economy, showing that it has the potential to thwart all kinds of incoming projectiles from Jammu to Gujarat at one go, with a 4-layered air defense system, which was impressive, magnificent yesterday, controlled by a network-centric configuration, which is spearheaded by the Akash team. So I think the world will take that thing more seriously. The fact that we are today telling to the world, what I'm aware of, the top leadership is not taking any calls from anybody. We don't want, Mr. Jaishankar has made it very clear, we do not require features, we require partners. But the fact remains that all these years, the IMF, World Bank actually gave money knowing this money will not be utilized. Please tell me otherwise, what is the reason that Pakistan was brought out of the FATF grey list? What miracle did they do? They actually, the terrorists who were killed, the places like, Markaz Subhanallah or the Markaz of the Taiba, these were known to the Americans. The Americans, the West, when they went for Osama bin Laden, did they not know the coordinates of Masood Azhar and Hafiz Saeed? Yes. And knowing that, they did not go and do anything because they were hitting India, they were not hitting the West. So let us understand, we are actually dealing with a very hypocritical West. And this is our war, we have to deal with it. So I think what would happen is this. I think somewhere India is drawing the red line. You want to do business with us, you want to have access to my market, you want trade deal with us, there are certain things you have to agree now. You can't have business as usual, you can't have hunting with the hound and the running with the hare anymore.
Okay.
This was exactly what the West was doing. So possibly they would have some restriction because if this time they give money to Pakistan during an ongoing conflict, it is as good as presuming that they are funding this war on behalf of Pakistan. So
Okay,
maybe
all
they,
right.
out of some shame.
Yeah, there's more information we are getting to know. There have been